Do you mind if we get Flaming Dragon to jump in here first on the LSU, on the Brian Kelly?
Sure.
I want to respond to what he's going to say.
I like that. So I mean, mix it up. Like during an interview, let you ask the questions. That's a good way to mix it up.
It's just one
Flaming
of those,
Dragon, who do you trust?
It's one of those things. Well, when it comes to winning big games, I think you trust Lane Kiffin a little bit more. We were talking about this before the show started. Is this just me? It just feels like everybody hates Brian Kelly. And I'm going to take the perspective of somebody that does. Right, I'm going to give you.
I do. I hate him.
I don't. I like Brian Kelly. I like I like everything they got going down there. But there's a couple things that I think why people hate him. Brian Kelly, he kind of feel like he left Notre Dame a little high and dry. All right, in a playoff run. He faked a Southern accent that everybody saw. All right, it's a real Kamala take from him. Everybody hated it, and everybody was confused. Depending on what you think on the sidelines, he's known to blow up on the sidelines. Some say that's passion. Some say you just look stupid. And the last thing is he hasn't won a big game yet. He's had all the talent, right? All the talent in the world, and he just can't find a way to win that big game. So from faking Southern accents, from leaving Notre Dame high and dry a little bit, to not be able to win game, I think that's why people don't like him. I'm not in that boat.
Yeah.
You're right on board.
I think that's why a lot of people.
I kind of feel like you are.
You're on that boat.
No.
You list the reasons why you
You're sitting there. You're in a tux on the Titanic.
And I think Lane, and I agree with you, Lane, and a lot of people be surprised. Like you see a 10 at a bar, right? A lot of you go, well, everyone's hitting on her, and probably not a lot of people are afraid to go hit on her. Right? But Lane Kiffin's one of those guys who doesn't dip his toe in the water.
Yeah.
Okay? He's going to go jump in. And I think you can respect that. You can hate it. But sooner or later, one of these guys have to win the big game. And right now, I think Ole Miss just has a little bit better roster.
Yeah, and we'll be making our picks at the end. I think the word we're looking for Brian Kelly isn't hate, but it's likability.
No one likes him.
He's just not, and that doesn't make you a bad person. He's just not a super likable guy. He doesn't give you, the warm, fuzzy feelings. It seems like he's always pissed, and that's okay. He's obviously a really good coach. He's done a lot of great things, hadn't gotten over the hump. And you can talk about the Notre Dame, him leaving, and I understand kind of why he did. He's just not super likable, right? It's like, he's not really funny. He's just like the teacher. I'm not saying I dislike him. I just don't overly like him. Like, he's the guy who makes you stay, the teacher who makes you stay all the way through detention. Like, he's that. He sees you in the hall and you better have a hall pass. Not that anything, and David, you have a segment called Get Off My Lawn, so I'm sure y'all two are probably best friends on 90% of stuff.
Don't compare me to Brian Kelly.
But I'm just saying.
I'm more likable than Brian Kelly.
His face is just not super like. You either hate Lane Kiffin or you love Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of people that are in the middle on Lane Kiffin. I think everybody is in the middle of Brian Kelly except Notre Dame fans because he just doesn't, and that has nothing to do with who's going to win the game. I think Lane Kiffin's going to take more risks. And I think that by him doing that, I think it gives Ole Miss a better chance, and it's why I would trust Lane Kiffin more.
Brian Kelly is not likable for a lot of the reasons you said. First of all, he came from Notre Dame, right, and then left Notre Dame, but you for 2 years have been saying, hey, that's the stepdad you don't want, but you
I think
need
it's a good
sometimes.
fit for.
So you don't have to be likable. If he had the 7 national championships to go with it, like Nick Saban, people would get over it, right? My question is, or what I was going to say is, I don't find Lane Kiffin that much more likable, but I think your point is valid. You either love him or hate him, and there are some people. We went around Tuscaloosa, where he used to coach at Alabama, and they're like, yeah, I love Lane Kiffin. I just like the way he goes about his business. I heard that comment a lot. I'm not necessarily one of those people. As far as this game goes this weekend, though, who do I trust more? I trust Lane Kiffin's team more. Yeah. Right? Like, I trust this team more. If you flip the rosters, maybe I'd take LSU, but there's just something about Brian Kelly coming off of a bye week that's very serious, like in terms of the numbers. He's very consistent, and it's in Baton Rouge, and it's at night, man. I think we're in for a close game.
And we've broken down this game, to a granular level. Trey Harris's injury is obviously a big deal for Ole Miss because, say what you want, I know they got multiple pieces offensively that a lot of Ole Miss fans and people in general feel good about. But when it comes down to push comes to shove, they want to get the ball to Trey Harris. Just go back and look at the Kentucky game. They fed him more than
Can you update people on his status real quick?
The last I've heard, and you can take this with a grain of salt, is that he's questionable. I would say every week, everyone is questionable. Hell, I was questionable today. Like, I'm not going to tell you either way until I at least have to, or if I can just leave it as questionable. So even even if he's able to be out there as a decoy, it hurts you because he can't go do his thing, and you're going to realize that he's hurt halfway through the first quarter, and LSU will adjust accordingly. But still, having said that, if I'm an LSU fan, I am worried to death about tackling in space. That's what scares me the most about this, because Lane's going to test you early. You're going to have to prove you can stop the run, which everybody that's smart, that's a play caller, knows that. But he's also going to get Jackson Dart some easy throws early and see if LSU can tackle in space. And if they can't, Ole Miss will take it, then hit you over the top. They will set you up for a quarter and a half and then pull your pants down when you least expect it from some combination that Lane's going to run or had put together that was playing off the intermediate to the short passing game. And if they can't run it, then he's really going to lean on that short passing game to supplement the run and use Jackson Dart's legs too. But again, I feel like Brian Kelly is one of those guys, and we've seen this in the openers. Go back to the USC game to open the year. Go back to the Florida State game to open the year a year ago. He'll take one risk, and then if it doesn't work out, he won't take any more risks the rest of the game, right? Remember, he didn't take that field goal early in the USC game and then the Florida State game. Then he took no risks on fourth down after that. I think Lane Kiffin deciding to say, you know what? We're up 3 points. It's the fourth quarter. There's 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go. LSU's got one timeout and the 2-minute timeout in college, which is a 2-minute warning. Good God, can we just call it what it is? That's a story for another day. It's 4th and 1.5. I'm going to go for it. We're going to go for it. We'll win the game right now. Yeah, if we don't get it, we may give the ball to LSU at midfield with 2 minutes to go, and they may go score a touchdown and beat us or kick a field goal to send it to overtime. But I think Lane Kiffin would go for that, which gives him a chance to get it to seal the game. That's just why I think that's
the chances of that exact scenario playing out are so high. We
so
got to clip that if that happens this week.
I mean, I think Brian Kelly would punt it. I think 4th and 1, that same situation, Brian Kelly would punt it. I 100%. At home. Hell yeah, at home. I think you say make him drive.
We'll see.
Right? Make him drive the full length of the field. Let's pin it inside the 20. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Flame and Dragon Friday. If you don't want your house and or life to be burnt down, you should probably hit that subscribe button. Or burn. The choice is yours.